Hello everyone, welcome again to my channel. Thanks for the click. In this episode we are going to see a very important grammar lesson, which is the past perfect. Past perfect actually is very important for all English learners in general, and particularly for baccalaureate students in Morocco. Okay, so I have already talked about past perfect in another episode, in another video. You can go back to it and try to watch it. Okay, all right. Today we are going to talk about past perfect in general very quickly, and we are going to focus on exercises. Okay, we are going to focus on exercises. All right, so I am going to try to familiarize you with exercises related to the past perfect that you might find in the National Baccalaureate exam. Okay, so you will be able to deal with exercises related to the past perfect. Okay, all right. When we talk about past perfect in general, there are three general rules or three very important things that you should keep in mind and you should never forget. Number one has to do with the form, and the past perfect form is very simply had, or hadn't, negative, had plus the past participle of the verb. So this is the form of past perfect simple. As you can see here, we have had. If it is negative, we can say had not. Okay, we add not here. Okay, had not. So we can say had not, or it becomes, or we can say hadn't. So had not or hadn't. This is for the negative form. Okay, for the negative form, hadn't or had not. All right, this is number one. So when we talk about the past participle here, I'm talking about the verb. It is the main verb. And when we say the past participle, we can talk about either the regular verb or the irregular verb. This is what you have to keep in mind about past participle. So when we say regular verb, the verbs that take ed in the past, and the irregular ones, the verbs that changed. Okay, the verb that changed in the past. For example, go, we say the past simple is went, and the past participle is gone, for example. Okay, do, did, done. Done is the past participle. Verb be, was or were, the past simple, and been, the past participle. Okay, so this is number one. This is the rule number one about the past perfect. It has to do with the form. Okay, so this is the form of past perfect. Another thing, and this is also very crucial to keep in mind, is that past perfect is always used with the past simple. So in one sentence we have past perfect plus the past simple. We cannot use the past simple, the past perfect alone. It is always used together with the past simple. This is very important to remember. Okay, past perfect is always with the past simple, and you have to remember is that the past perfect is for action number one and past simple for action number two. For example, this is now, this is the present, this is now. Okay, this is the past. So as you can see, we will have two actions, action one and action number two. Action one, for example, and action number two. So action number one is always used with the past perfect, okay, past perfect. And action number two, we use it with the past simple. This is something that we are going to see in examples, okay, later. All right, so this is what you have to remember. Number two, past perfect is always with the past simple. So this is something very important to remember. All right, let's take a very simple example. So as you can understand this, let's talk about, for example, yesterday. So yesterday has to do with the past. Okay, let's take an example of studying, for example. Okay, so studying French, and action number two is studying English. Okay, so this is both of them, studying English and studying French, belong to the past, yesterday. Okay, now here, which one we are going to use with the past simple and which one with past perfect? Very simply, French is with the past perfect because it is number one from 8 to 10, and number two from 10 to 9. From 9 to 10, that is English. So very simply, this is action number one. It is what? It is studying French, okay? And action number two, it is studying English, okay? So if you want to make it in one sentence, we can use studying French with the past perfect. And action number 2, studied English in past simple, okay? All right, so this is number 2. Number 1, the form. Number 2, past perfect is always with the past simple. All right, number 3, when we use past perfect and past simple, when they are used together, we use them with some, I would say, linkers, or we can also, I call them keywords. And these are the linkers I am talking about, okay? So here we have after, before, when, as soon as. We can also have something like because or that, for example, okay? So these are the key words. We use them with the past perfect and past simple. All right, we said that after is with the past perfect, okay, is followed by the past perfect. Before is followed by the past simple, and when is with the past simple. As soon as is followed by the past perfect, and because with the past perfect, that is with the past perfect. So these keywords are very important to remember when it comes to the past perfect. Okay, now let's see an exercise. Okay, so in this exercise, as you can see, what are we going to do? Very simply, what are we going to do? We are going to put the verbs in brackets in the correct tense, either the past perfect or past simple. Just here you have to remember two things. You have to remember the form of past perfect and past simple. And number 2, you should remember that the action number 1 is in past perfect and the second action in past simple, okay? All right, so here also another thing that you have to remember is these keywords and what are they followed by, okay? So you can pause, try to do this exercise alone, and then we correct together, okay? All right, let's start with number 1, okay? Let's start with number 1, okay? Let's do number 1 together, okay? All right, so in number 1, after Tom, the verb take his breakfast, he, the verb read the news online, okay? All right, now the first thing you have to remember here, the keywords. Do we have any keywords here? Yes, we have the verb, we have the keyword after, okay? The keyword after, okay? Now after, as I said, is followed by past perfect. So this means that this one in the past perfect, okay? In past perfect, okay? So what are we going to say? After Tom had, so had, the past participle of the verb take, the verb take in past participle is taken, okay? Is taken. So as I said, you have to pay attention to the past participle of the verb, either regular or irregular, okay? His breakfast, he. So automatically, this is going to be in past simple, okay? So he read. The past simple of read is read, okay? After Tom had taken his breakfast, he read the news online. So why here past perfect? Very simply because here we have after, okay? So, and as I said, after is followed by past perfect, okay? All right, let's go to number 2. When I go, the verb go to cafe, the match already starts, okay? Already starts. Any keyword? Do we have any keyword here? Yes, we have the keyword when, okay? So this is when, and look at when. When is plus the past simple, okay? Plus is followed by past simple. So automatically, this verb is going to be in past simple. So what is the past simple of the verb go? Is went. So when I went to cafe, the match already starts. This is going to be in past perfect, okay? So what can we say? Okay, the match had already, and the past participle of the verb start is started, okay? So we're going to say started, okay? So here, what you have to remember and pay attention to is already, okay? So already is always with past perfect, and it is always between had, as you can see, and the past participle, okay? So we have to remember the position and the place of already, okay? Number 3, John not live in a capital city before he moved to London. Do we have any keyword in sentence number 3? For sure, yes. And the keyword we have here is before, okay? So this is the keyword. Let's go back to before. So before is followed by past simple. So automatically this verb is going to be in past simple. So the verb move in past simple is very simply moved. Ed, it is regular, okay? It is regular, okay? So this means that this one is going to be in past perfect. So John not leave. And as long as we have not, this means that the sentence that this is going to be negative. What is the negative? The past perfect in negative form. Hadn't plus past participle of John hadn't. The past participle of the verb leave is lived, okay? Again, regular verb. So you have to differentiate between regular and irregular. Number 4, we play the game after the school finish. All right, do we have any keyword in the sentence? Yes, the keyword is after, okay? All right, so this means that the following verb is going to be in past perfect and the other one is going to be in past simple. All right, this is going to be in past perfect. So finish, this after the school had finished. Why had finished? Because here we have before, okay? The following verb in past perfect and the other in past simple. This one, we played. Okay, we played the game. Number 5, I not can go out because I not do my homework. Do we have any keyword? Yes, the keyword is because, okay? So because, as you can see here, is plus, as I said, the past perfect. So this means that this verb is going to be in past perfect and the other one in past simple. Let's start with this one. I not can. So as I said, this one is past simple. Not, this is negative, and can in the past is could. So could in negative, couldn't. So I couldn't go out. Why? Because I not do in the past perfect. Not, this means that it is negative. So I hadn't done. Done is the past participle of the verb do. It is irregular, okay? So because plus the past perfect followed by past perfect, as I said. Let's see number 6. Mike say that he enjoy the film. So here we have the word, we have the keyword that, okay? That. And as I said, that is always plus past perfect, okay? So here we are going to say Mike said that he, so that, the following verb in past perfect, that he had enjoyed. The past participle of enjoyed, it is regular verb, that he enjoyed the film. Why had enjoyed here? Because we have that. So the following verb is in past perfect, okay? The following verb in past perfect, okay? So this is in the form of reporting speech, okay? This is how you have to deal with these, with exercise related to the past perfect tense, okay? So just you have to focus a lot on the key words that we have here, and you have to master the form, this form, had or hadn't plus past participle. Okay, now something else that you have to keep in mind and very important to remember, look at the keywords after, when, already, before, after, and that. Now, as you can see, these keywords can either be in the beginning of a sentence or can be in the middle of the sentence, okay? So just, it's the same, just remember keywords and what they are followed by, okay? All right, I hope you benefited from this lesson. If you have any question or suggestion, don't hesitate to let me know. See you in another episode with another lesson. Have a good time and goodbye.